Hello, I am Dr. Swati Shiradkar. I am professor in Department of OBGY in MGM Medical College, Aurangabad. Today, in videos, we are going to see fetal skull. Now, we are going to learn about fetal skull. Various parts, various diameters. Okay? The fetal skull is mainly divided between the vault of the skull and base of the skull. What are the bones? These two are frontal bones. These two are parietal bones. This is the occipital bone and these two are temporal bones. This is face of the fetal skull. These are the orbits. Okay. Now we will be seeing, you can see these lines. They are called as sutures. Okay. This is the frontal suture between two frontal bones. This is the coronal suture between frontal and parietal bones. This is the sagittal suture between two parietal bones. This is the lambdoidal suture between occipital and parietal bones. Now you can see that there are some gaps. They are called as frontanelles. This is the anterior frontanelle and this is the posterior. The anterior frontanelle is diamond shaped and it is bound by the coronal sutures laterally and the frontal suture and sagittal suture on either sides. This is a diamond shape and quite big. This is the posterior frontanelle which is bound here by sagittal suture and by lambdoidal suture. So there are three sutures which are going out of this frontanelle and there are four sutures. Okay. These two are called as parietal eminences. Okay. Now we will be seeing various cephalic presentations. When you say cephalic presentation, that means the head of the baby is in relation to the lower side of the uterus. When the head is completely flexed, we call it a vertex presentation. When the head is deflexed till it is vertex. When the head is partially extended, it is a brow presentation. And when head is completely extended, it is a face presentation. You have seen that either there will be vertex as a lowermost portion, or there is a sinciput which is brow, or there is a face. Okay. You must have heard these terms. We will be seeing these areas and how to identify them on fetal skull. So, first of all, the area of vertex. The area of vertex is bound by posteriorly the posterior frontanelle, anteriorly the anterior frontanelle and laterally two parietal eminences. And this is the highest point of the vertex which is called as bregma. You can see now when I say that the head is completely flexed, you can see this bregma or the prominent part on the vertex is the lowermost part. This is a completely flexed head. If the head gets partially extended, what happens? Or it is a deflexed head, still you can see the lowermost portion is vertex. If the head gets partially extended, then what happens? You can see that this is a sinciput or this is a frontal bone which presents. It is between coronal sutures and glabella or the root of nose. So the area bounded by coronal suture, superior margins of the orbit and glabella is called as sinciput. And this sinciput is the presenting part in a brow presentation. The area between glabella, that is root of the nose, and up to the chin is called as face of the fetal skull. Okay. So there are three cephalic presentations: vertex, brow and face. According to these presentations, various diameters of the fetal skull present to the pelvis to negotiate. Okay. So this is a pelvic inlet and there are various diameters of the fetal skull which will be negotiating. Now we will be seeing what are these various diameters. See, this is the completely flexed fetal skull. Now you can see that if you imagine that this is the inlet of the pelvis, the head usually engages into the right oblique diameter. You can see that the presenting diameter or the diameter which is of maximum dimension is from suboccipital area to the anterior frontanelli or bregma. So it is called as suboccipitobregmatic. Suboccipitobregmatic from here to here. Now if the head becomes deflexed, still it is vertex, but now you can see that the presenting diameter it increases. The presenting diameter of the pelvis is from occiput to the frontal eminence. So it is called as a occipitofrontal. Okay. If the head gets partially extended, now the lowermost portion is sinciput. There will be chin over here, like this will be mandible, here will be the chin. Now you will see the diameter or the head has to pass through the pelvis is submento or mentobregmatic, from mentum to the bregma. This is the maximum diameter, and that is why we say that the pro presentation the head cannot deliver or the baby cannot deliver. If the head extends completely, then the presenting diameter will be submentobregmatic, from submentum to the bregma. So these are various diameters of the, these are called as presenting diameters of the fetal skull. The diameter of presentation are on the pelvis. The presenting diameters, they are on the fetal skull. What else we should know is the biparatal diameter. We have heard of this for various reasons. When we are doing sonography, we measure this diameter, biparatal diameter. Similarly, when the head engages, we say that head is engaged when these biparatal eminences or the biparatal diameter it crosses the pelvic inlet. Then we say that this head is engaged. Okay. So what we are supposed to know is various bones of the fetal skull, various sutures of the fetal skull, the fontanelles of the fetal skull, various presentations and the presenting diameters of the fetal skull. So this makes the description of fetal skull. So to summarize, what we should know about fetal skull is parts of the fetal skull, that is vault and base, various bones of the fetal skull, sutures of the fetal skull, the fontanelles on the fetal skull, various portions or various areas. This is the vertex, this is the sinciput, this is the face. So various areas on the fetal skull, the landmarks like biparatal eminence and various diameters, presenting diameters of the fetal skull. When the head is completely engaged, completely flexed, when the head is partially deflexed, when it is partially extended and when it is completely extended. So this makes the description of fetal skull. Thank you.